Well, next tonight, four more Conservative MPs have called for Prime Minister Boris Johnson to quit after the damning report into illegal lockdown parties in Downing Street. Well, joining me now is TalkTV political editor Kate McCann. Kate, you're in the corridors of power and probably a hotbed of seething gossip right now. It doesn't actually quite that seething, just you at the moment. But what is going on? Because there's been a steady trickle of Tory MPs today chucking Boris under the bus. Is it going to build momentum, miss? Could it get to the 54 required to put in letters to call a leadership contest?
Well, Piers, I think the Prime Minister really does have to be quite worried about what you call a steady trickle, because it's the quiet ones that we're starting to hear from. And that's always a worrying point in time when you start to hear from MPs who, let's be honest, some of us may need to do a quick Google until we can recognise. And I have to tell you, in the last half an hour, we've got a new one to add to that list of the four that you mentioned that have put themselves forward today to criticise Boris Johnson. That's Philip Dunne. Now, he hasn't quite said that he's put his letter in yet, but he has said that the Prime Minister has lost the benefit of the doubt after that Partygate revelation and the report that we saw yesterday. And you are so right, Piers. It is a real problem for Boris Johnson, because while he does have to reach that number of 54, it's not just the ones that we're hearing from in public, it's the people behind the scenes, those Tories who've been pretty steadfast, who are quite quiet. They might not be those household names, who are starting to question whether he's the right man for the job. Particularly, I have to say, after the meeting that Boris Johnson held yesterday with his MPs, the 1922 committee, always very rowdy, lots of banging on desks to show the party is well behind him. But they might have laughed at his jokes, and he told a couple of pretty close-to-the-bone ones, one about Churchill being drunk in number 10 and one about tractor pornography. They laughed in public, but behind the scenes, they're not laughing. They are uncomfortable. They are not happy. And you mentioned how quiet it is here. It would usually be busier than this in Central Lobby, but we are in recess. And that's a really difficult time for Boris Johnson, because all the MPs have gone to their constituencies. Will they come back having had their hearts grow fonder, or will they have cemented their opinion on him? And could we see more letters? The question he doesn't yet know the answer to.
Yeah, it's a fascinating time. And I think the calculation the Tory MPs will be making is, if they are going to do him in, when is the right time to do it? Because they won't want to go for a contest that Boris then wins, because that would mean he'd lead them into the next election. So it's the old ruthless game of quiet chess going on. But Kate, thank you very much indeed. Appreciate it.